Joie de vivre is a French phrase often used in English to express a cheerful enjoyment of life. An exultation of spirit. Joie de vivre can be a joy of conversation, joy of eating, joy of anything one might do. And joie de vivre may be seen as a joy of everything, a comprehensive joy, a philosophy of life, a weltanschauung. Robert's Dictionnaire says joie is sentiment exultant ressenti partout la conscience, that is, involves one's whole being. Origins and development. Casual use of the phrase in French can be dated back at least as far as copyright Nellen in the late 17th century, but it was only brought into literary prominence in the 19th century, first by Michelet in his pantheistic work Insect, to contrast the passive life of plants with animal joie de vivre, and then by Émile Zola in his book of that name from 1883-4. Thereafter, it took on increasing weight as a mode of life, approximating at times almost to a secular religion, in the early 20th century. And subsequently fed into Lacanian emphasis on adducence beyond the pleasure principle in the latter half of the century, a time when its emphasis on enthusiasm, energy and spontaneity gave it a global prominence with the rise of hippie culture. Psychology. 20th century proponents of self-actualization such as Abraham Maslow or Carl Rogers saw as one of the byproducts the rediscovery of what the latter called the quiet joy in being one's self. A spontaneous relaxed enjoyment, a primitive joie de vivre. Joie de vivre has also been linked to D.W. Winnicott's sense of play, and of access to the true self. Adaptations, uniformly referenced in its standard French form by the educated, various corruptions are observed such as joie de vivre, which would translate to joy of life. Literary examples. Seamus Heaney's status as a romantic poet came under severe scrutiny, when it became apparent that he was not only cheerful and sociable, but also subject to fits of joie de vivre. See also. References. Further reading. Schutz, William. Joy, Expanding Human Awareness. New York, New York. Ballantine Books. ISBN A9780345245595. OCLCA 3756811 Csikszentmihalyi, Mirali. Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience. New York, New York, Harper Perennial. ISBN A978060920,432. OCLCA 473801272. Retrieved November 16, 2013. A.